You have made it into Tassel.
Let's go see the wizard first. See if he can read those papers for us.
All right.
That sounds like a swell idea.
Really wondering what those papers are?
Who knows what they could be? I don't think he's the sort to go out of town much, so I don't think we have to worry about someone hopping in on our lead first.
You find the wizard here, Fizzib.
Yes. Greetings, Mr. Fizzib.
Jeb.
I have a request for the services of an educated man. And I'll pull out the papers. We found these, and well, I want to know what we were wanting to know what they say. And I figured if there's anyone who could read this in town right now, it would obviously be you.
He takes the papers and reads and kind of shuffles between them kind of quickly and then hands them back to you dismissively, saying, notes of a priest about ceremonies.
Ceremonies, that is unfortunate. I appreciate your time, sir. We did see some elephants outside.
Really?
Yes, we were, obviously the three of us were not able to take one down, so we didn't even try. But you did say something about a lightning bolt spell the other day, so I'm just letting you know there are elephants in these plains.
And they weren't much more than a half day's travel. I don't suppose that you could probably still catch them. They were just south of the road.
I ain't gonna be heading north on that road for a little while. Messenger, or a man came through earlier on a horse.
What did he say?
He said he saw something unholy and demonic up near Stromheim.
Unholy. Oh,
He said he saw a man with no head riding a horse and steering it, not just galloping away.
A man without it.
He was headless?
Headless.
And this horse was being steered as if
Reins
it was...
were moving, arms are moving just like a regular rider, but no head. He turned around and he bolted back as quick as he came. You'll find him down the bottom of the staircase. He is waiting for the next boat as close to it as he can get and leaving.
I don't blame him.
Well, that's
Maybe we
just... I don't know,
we
my
should...
friend. We can
I
go.
appreciate your time, Mr. Fizzid.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate your time.
You find anything
Mr.
else of interest?
Well, I did have another curiosity for you. Have you ever been south towards Peatsburg?
Not yet.
We ran into an interesting woman,
Interesting old lady.
I suppose, and I
Name
just
is Hagatha.
ringing
I
a
was
bell?
bleeding, and she licked my leg, and I didn't feel too good about that.
It was quite odd.
Do not be shy by a woman's touch. There's usually nothing harmful meant by it.
The tongue was kind of long.
It was rather peculiar, my friend. Well, yeah, that's all. Thank you for your
There
time.
was also a minotaur down there that
You
had
don't
created
say.
that had created a labyrinth and was taking people, killing them, putting them in the labyrinth.
You get those minotaur horns, you and I can do some business.
Minotaur horns.
Uh-huh.
Keep that in mind. Anything
keep
else
that
from
in
Minotaur or just the horns?
Hooves would behoove you to get as well.
Alright.
Thinks
Very
to
well.
himself. Yeah. And some fur.
Well, I don't think I'm quite capable of doing that in the near future, but I'll keep you in mind if we do go back south again.
He nods.
Now,
Okay.
as we poke out the door, I want to stop Jeb. Well, if there's a headless rider near Strongheim, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to exchange these coins.
I don't think we are either, unless we can sneak around it.
The man explicitly mentioned something unholy. This seems like a job for Mr. Ebnur. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be with us at the moment. Seeing as he is a cleric of Tempos.
Ooh, that is a good point. It would take a holy man to bring down something that unholy.
That is true. Well, I think before we go bothering Ebnur, he seemed awful busy. Maybe we could figure out what that gem was worth. Maybe we could.
Let's talk with that horse, the messenger, before he leaves. Get some more information on that.
That's true. He could be getting on a boat any moment.
Yeah.
So we'll go down and talk to the messenger, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, if we can catch him. Yeah.
Sure. You find him. He's at the bottom of the staircase. His horse has already been unsaddled and brushed down, and the messenger's taken off most of his clothes and is washing his feet by dipping it into the canal at high tide when the water levels come up almost all the way to the dock. He sees you guys coming and takes a look at you. Sorry, I almost ran you over on the road. Had to keep going. Gotta go fast.
I understand. We heard what you saw. That is most unsettling. But on that note, I was wondering if you had any more information than what we had heard.
Well, what'd you hear?
That you saw a man without a head steering a horse.
That's about right.
Up north towards Stromheim.
Holding a sword, too.
Holding a sword?
A sword. In a hand. And look, this ain't no prank. Alright? I got a good look at this sucker.
Mm-hmm. No head, sword in hand, steering a horse.
Mm-hmm.
That
Some
is
sort
indeed-
of ghost or ghoul or zombie or skeleton or monster or something.
Did you see this thing? Did you see this thing rolling around at night? Was it daytime? What were you doing when you saw it?
Daytime. I was riding my horse slowly
Broad daylight.
towards Stromheim when I saw this thing headed towards me from a good distance. I stopped, got a good look at that thing, and that's when it raised its sword, and I turned around, and I did not stop pushing my horse until I got here. Almost rode her near to death.
I do not blame you.
Were you able to get to Strongheim at all, or you turned around before you got there?
Oh, yeah, I turned back real soon. I didn't get more than, I don't know, halfway between Cauldron and Stromheim? Not even.
Well, that is rather unfortunate to say the least. Well, being a messenger, did you not have a message for somebody in Strongheim?
I was hoping to make some overtures and maybe move to Stromheim. Like y'all, I'm from Mistrya. My Eridonian is terrible. But I had this bright idea. There's all this countryside around here. No one's living in it. Maybe I could beg some land off one of the nobles. I feel like I could, if I had prop land, could build up a nice little fort, bring me and my people and put them there, and live here in Eridon. No more dragons, no more taxes. I mean, eventually, some lord will come by and demand taxes, but fresh start,
yes,
It
I'm
can't
sure
be worse
it'll
than
be-
Scoria.
right?
Yeah.
That does sound like a good dream.
But I don't know if there's headless horsemen riding about.
Well, I don't know about all that. Certainly ain't gonna make my town in Cauldron, that's for certain.
So you got any
yeah,
plans for where you're going next?
Headed back home, Mistrya. I'm from north near Slagmire.
I see.
Okay. We're from Latrine. Unfortunately,
Haven't heard of it.
well, excuse me, these two are from Latrine. I'm from other parts of Mistrya, but yeah, I do hope you find better luck and no headless horseman wherever you're riding to next.
Had you previously made it to Stromheim before?
He shakes his head. No, I've tried doing the monster slaying thing. Went out with a couple of my buddies. They didn't come back. Figured maybe don't want to fight everything. Maybe just make a new home. Didn't work out. Have to defend it anyway from monsters. I don't know. I don't think I'm cut out for this swords and sorcery nonsense.
I understand.
Totally understand.
It has proven itself to be a very difficult life.
I would agree. It's
The
hard
other
to
day-
claim the life of one of our friends.
Yeah. We
All
saw
right, well, we
Leech.
won't take more of your time.
It's a hard life.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Well, good
Well-
luck, y'all.
And you too, my friend.
Good luck.
Luck to you as
Okay. He shakes your hands one at a time, and goes back to washing himself off. And as you make your way back up the staircase, you can hear him splashing around in the canal to clean himself.
Okay.
Well,
About how long do we have until taxes are due?
today is, by my calculations, the 19th of January, 1512. So you've got until the 31st, and you do have that gem.
Yep.
Right.
So, boys, I don't like making this decision with Mr. Edna being so busy, but we would have 12 days to get to Stromheim and back.
Hmm.
And it took us, about 2 days to get from slightly north of Cauldron, back to Tassel. There's that headless horseman up on the North Road.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we could use this gym to cover since we don't have Ebnur around. I don't quite see him or know when he's coming back, but the town needs its money.
The town does need its money. I don't think
make it happen.
we've got enough time to circumvent this headless horseman and make some money. So here's what I'm thinking. We give the gem to Mr. Garrett to send back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start making off towards Stromheim, hopefully finding something along the way that when we get to Stromheim we can exchange for silver or gold and then come back.
That is true. Well,
That buy us about another weekend, about another 2 weeks, so we'd have 6 weeks to get back to Tassel. But Mr. Ebnur wouldn't know where we went if we left now, though.
that is true. Well, I was wondering, do we know how much this gem is worth? That's kind of been my peculiarity. We need to.
It's very shiny. It's worth more than anything I've ever owned.
That's very true, but it's not much harder to own much more than rags, my friend.
Unfortunately, I only worked in a silver mine. I wish I could appraise it myself, but I have no idea what I'd be looking at. Is there anybody in Tassel that would know just how worthwhile? I don't know if Mr. Garrett, if we give that gem to Mr. Garrett,
It's either
is that his
Mr.
name?
Garrett or Mr. Fizzit.
Would Fizzit know what that gem is
I
worth?
don't know. All I know is he knows more than I know.
Nah.
Most things except for hunting. And tracking.
Well, do we want to try to give it to Mr. Fizzit and see what he can make of it?
Or we could give it to Mr. Garrett. He is a fair man. I don't think he would cheat us out of anything. So
That is true. We can see.
Yeah.
Or I mean, how about this? This might not be the most straightforward, but we could ask Mr. Fizzum and then Mr. Garrett what their prices are and see maybe if to make sure that we're getting the correct deal.
I don't know. I think that smells to me too much like we're trying to undercut Mr. Garrett,
I
and
see.
you know his temper.
That is true. We should probably just give it to him. You're right. That's good thinking there.
Just talk right to Mr. Garrett.
Well, that's why you do the
I
talking,
suppose-
my friend.
Oh,
Absolutely. You know this man better than I do. You two have seem to have dealt with him before, so I'll defer to you.
So yeah, we'll go to Garrett.
All right. You go to Garrett with the gem?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, good afternoon there, Mr. Garrett.
Afternoon.
Went down south to Peatsburg. I do not recommend going there again.
Why not?
Because there was that light you said is carried by this very strange old woman.
An old woman.
Nice. Her name was Ms. Hagatha. Something just was not right about her. He got bit by a leech probably about yay big. And she came up, she said something about him being hurt, and then she licked it. And
She licked my leg that was bleeding, and then she wrapped it up in bandages.
That's enough. I've heard enough. I still have dinner to eat.
I felt enough.
I can imagine. Well, strange women hanging around in bogs, handing out bandages, ain't no way to make friends. Let me tell you that.
That was the source of the lie, if you're curious.
She called it her bog, and she said something about a minotaur in the area. That's
really? He sits up and takes notice at this. A minotaur?
Yes, with a labyrinth
Shit.
full of dangers and shit. I didn't want to tax it. I also saw some elephants out nearby. Big old pack of them.
Well, an elephant is quite a haul, but it's a hell of a risk.
It is one hell of a risk.
One unlucky step and that thing will gut you like a fish, so...
Yeah.
But that minotaur, I mean, they're dangerous creatures to be sure, but they're reasonable.
Reasonable, but I don't know. I don't know about this labyrinth. What is labyrinth?
It's a maze, a person-sized maze. Twisted and turns and corridors, traps, dead ends, pitfalls. A minotaur looking around a corner with an axe to chop your head off or gore you with its own horns. They are crafty creatures who never get lost in a maze.
I see.
And who also happen to hoard treasure. At least, that's the stories I've heard of these rogue minotaurs. Not those ones down in Minotaria. Seems to be a completely different breed up here.
Yeah. Well, she did say he had gone quite mad.
He nods in understanding.
When we were down in Peatsburg, we did find this. And I pull out the gem.
He cocks his head to the side and looks at it and goes, huh. Shit.
Do you know how much this is worth?
He looks at it for a long time, weighing the options in his head, and goes, I don't. It's not clear. It's got color. I'm sorry. It's clear and it's got color. So it's probably worth something.
Probably
It's pretty good sized. I don't have a... I could probably give you 100 GP worth for it. I don't know if it's worth more or less than that, but I would be willing to gamble it's worth that 100 GP that I could trade in.
That's an entire month of taxes.
It is. We could use a little time. Maybe you could make some armor for yourself, or maybe rework some of this as well in that month. It might be some good quality time. We could get a little ahead here.
We could do that.
Maybe Mr. Ebnur would be back by that time as well.
Yes.
I know he's a pretty busy man, but hopefully at that time he'd be back.
Absolutely. Well, really, we don't. If we go south again, well, we can discuss this later, fellas. Do we want to trade in this gem?
I don't think we're going to get better than 100 GP's worth out of it.
Yeah, I don't.
Nah, I agree.
If this'll please the lady for a month, it pleases the lady for a month.
That is true. We should probably send it back.
Yeah.
I hate that goddamn dragon, though.
Yeah, I agree, but be careful. Ears are everywhere.
Careful what you say.
I don't know.
I'm sure the good lady is most fair.
Always fair. Always.
Got this like scared look.
Yeah.
I say that under my breath, but yeah, I'm aware that most people don't have that. I'm aware that most people don't share that same vision, but yeah.
Or if they do, they don't share it.
Yeah. All right, so out of character, we're getting rid of this one for the month.
We'll give it to Garrett. And
You give it to Garrett, and he will send it back. He will exchange it for money and send back 100 GP, the right amount of money for a month's pay, to your town, and you won't have to worry about it. I'm gonna mark on the calendar that this week is paid. You get a gold star next to the month of January.
Yay.
there goes the other gemstone.
Yep. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Garrett. We might be back later for some supplies, but I think we've got some things to figure out here.
Yeah.
And I think we saunter on out.
Oh yeah, we also have those. The two spearheads.
Oh,
they could
right.
Probably trade.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think last time you said they're worth 50 copper.
Yeah, you could turn them in and get 100 copper from it.
100 copper. All right. Well, so we have 100 copper to spend. What do we want to spend it on?
Great. I do want to get into one thing before you answer that question. All this money you have, you can either choose to keep it in coinage on your person, if you want, or you can leave it with Garrett as like a bank. And I want to just make sure, I want you to understand that is an option that you can have here, that he will function as a bank, so you don't have to carry cash, because you're going to be building up. You're not going to want to walk around with 20 pounds of coins on you eventually. So at your leisure, you can leave stuff with him.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do with this, is exchange it for 100 copper.
Okay.
Copper credit or whatever.
Yeah.
So we have 180 in the bank.
All right. I have created a character sheet called Garrett's Bank that you all have access to.
So on the character sheet you gave us, it says Hoard.
Oh, Wealth and Hoard. Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And you don't need the Garrett's Bank sheet.
Yep.
Well, before we get to spending it, what all materials do you need to work on your leather? Maybe this would be a good time to get your needs met here.
That's true.
I'd only be able to make one chest piece out of that, wouldn't I?
Mm-hmm. You could, out of the elk that you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get one chest piece.
Yeah. The only problem that out of that elk is that it's not as tough as the leather is not as tough as your hide armor. Could I actually take the hide armor, turn it into leather? Because I feel like it's bulky and whatnot because of there's no work into it.
Right.
But I could turn one set of hide into a full set of leather, which should provide a roughly equal amount.
I think with the hide and the elk together, you can create one set of full. But the hide is sort of like, it's raggedy, it's not well cut, it's like stripped, so it might not have the full sections that you need.
I could use the elk as the chest piece, and then use the hide for like the arms, the limb.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you give me a successful leatherworking check, you can spend the next week making it a week and a half, so you can do it at a regular check. Yeah,
because I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Leatherworking is an int check.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Boys, there's no guarantee with this. I think
You give it your best shot, Jep. I believe in you.
We're gonna need to go out and probably do some hunting.
Well, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
I'll go out with you. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that, but what I'm saying is go out, but it's gonna take some time to make it, as you can see.
Well, maybe I need to spend some time here in town, taking it a little easy for a couple days for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take it easy. Maybe I can look for some game for you to Well, you'll be working on the leather. You won't have time.
Yeah.
But maybe I can give it a go, but I'm not so good at it.
Yeah. Well, how about this? I can show you how at least I do it, so you can stop picking up on it, and you can help me.
Well, I'm a pretty quick fellow. I could probably try to give you a hand with this. I don't see why not. In my
All right.
downtime. I mean,
Let's do it. Make me a check, a leatherworking
So
check.
what happens if I fail this?
Let me read my document. Let's see. Due to the nature of leatherworking, cutting, boiling, hardening, etc., the leather used in an unsuccessful sub-piece or section cannot be reused. So if you fail, you've ruined the leather for this purpose.
Shit.
I mean,
Boys,
There's more animals.
there's more animals. Do have this fox pelt, though it's going to be difficult to sell this. Though, maybe. Before I get working on this, I'll go back to Mr. Garrett. Guys, I've got an idea. Maybe we can get something out of do some roundabout fur trading. I know you like the fancy furs.
well, you know, I'm not much of a talker. I think I'm gonna leave this to you and go sit on the bank.
Okay.
That axe that guy hit me with is still just not feeling so good. It's been so many times.
I understand. So yeah, I'll go back to Garrett and be like, Mr. Garrett, I've got a question for you. In all your times of selling things to the higher folk, have you ever known them to like good quality furs for enough of a price that it's worth my time?
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'll pull out the fox pelt that I got the other day, and so something like this.
Yeah.
would be
You
able
skin
to-
it right, and I'll buy
I
it.
mean,
You probably already have skinned it right.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Knowing
It's
you,
literally
yeah.
a fox pelt.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. How much would this go for?
Let's see.
All right.
Give me a moment here. $200 copper?
200 copper.
Mm-hmm.
I can take that deal. That is great. I will be back with more furs in the future. Thank you for your time, Mr. Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Do you sell it to him?
Oh yeah, for 200 copper, we need that
Sure.
money. We need it bad.
All right. 200 copper will give you some breathing room, allowing you to
Yeah.
purchase all sorts of needed supplies.
Buy 2 days of dry rations for all of us.
Yeah. Well, it's also, do you need arrows? Are you out of arrows yet?
I'm not out of arrows yet, but I'm getting mighty close.
Okay.
I've only got like 14, and it's like 15 copper per arrow.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So that's very expensive.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yep. So I'll go back and, boys, I've got some good news. You know that Joker, remember that fox that killed that one time?
Oh yeah, that was a hell of a shot.
Oh, thank you. I just sold that pelt for 200 copper.
200 copper.
200 copper. Boys, I think as long as I kill everything carefully, I should also buy some snaring supplies. So, that way I can snare the small animals, like a fox or something, and just give it a quick old bash over the head with the club. Save the pelt. Skin it up
Gonna
all
make a
nice. Oh yeah, make some good money off that. Maybe find some wolves, maybe even a bear if we're feeling ambitious.
Oh, that's getting awful up there, my friend.
Oh,
Maybe I'm just feeling a little down. Let's revisit that if we find a bear.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we find a bear, I'm talking about like get some fox pelts.
Oh yeah,
Do some seal clubbing. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Well, I know there's the woods up here to the north. I wonder what's hiding out in them. I know that those giants went past that one time, but they didn't
Yeah.
seem to go into the forest.
Yeah, there is also it's kind of wooded near the Mirand Lake. We could see what's up there. Them little critters love the lake.
Oh, that might be better. Every animal does need its water.
Mm-hmm. But let me spend that week and a half trying my hand here at this leather. It took me several tries to get this shirt myself, but depending on what we find, I could either sell it to Mr. Garrett, or, well, at least we have food for a couple days.
That is true. Well, you can have this hide armor and give it a go. I think that's the best way to go.
All right.
I'm sorry. So Joka, are you giving him the hide armor that you had?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll give him my hide armor. You can keep yours on.
Basically,
cool,
for him to have armor still, I need to roll a 14 or higher.
Gotcha.
And that's
Okay.
working on the die.
Okay.
If it fails, he's back to 0 armor.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then in that case, I don't know if I could contribute the hide armor that is on me to try and make another attempt.
That's why we have to go back on another hunting mission.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right.
Do it. Stop delaying. Roll the dice.
Is there any way? Well, he asked if I could help him. Is there any way that I can actually mechanically help him? No.
Not mechanically.
No way in hell.
I'm trying. When you hit level 4, I'm trying to get you to be able to take a leather working proficiency, so that way you can do it instead of me.
Maybe we'll put that in the master plan.
Yeah.
We'll type it on in there.
We'll put that on the back burner there.
Yeah.
Your help basically has no effect on my roll.
Okay. I was just trying.
Yep. All right, boys, here we go. Big money.
Big bucks, no whammies.
All right, it works out. You spend a week and a half doing it, taking your time, making sure to get the details right. Most of that extra time is like taking the improvised tools you have and turning them into something usable, and like going around and be like, hey everybody, I need to collect your piss for a week so I can, you know, properly do the blah 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 with the leather. I don't know what it is used for, but they used it for something.
Sure.
Accurate.
Yeah. So, after a week, you get a nice clean set of boiled leather.
Perfect. A full set of leather armor.
Yeah.
How much AC is that?
3 AC, but it's the same AC as hide, but it only weighs 9 pounds. No, 15 pounds instead of 30 pounds. It's half the weight.
Perfect.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great.
Cool. Perfect.
And to be clear, you're giving this back?
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Takes it for himself. Mine.
It's mine now.
All right.
After all this love and care, you never know. Sometimes you get attached to stuff.
No. I would say I'm more attached to you guys living and having friends than having a nice set of armor.
Yeah. That's
good
awful
man,
kind
Joe.
of you. It's awful kind of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So that will take us through most of January. We will pick up on the 29th is when we will start next. I think at this point we should wait for Mrmouton to come back.
We could go on a hunting trip.
Yeah, we can do a short hunting trip. Do you guys want to go grab some game?
Yeah, I was hoping we'd go north a little bit. We hadn't been in the Dallwood other than hiding, right?
Before we go out, I'm going to buy hunting supplies so that way I can set up snares and shit.
Ooh.
Like, try and find fox or other small animals like some beavers. People like beaver pelts. So that other small woodland creatures that rich people like to make clothing out of.
Right.
Oh, can he redo that check at like the same now for his leather?
Yeah. Yeah, now that he has successfully made a good, proper working suit of leather armor, if you have similar supplies, you won't need to make the check anymore. You can just repeat it. Repeat success. So you have an extra suit of hide right now. If you can get a little bit more material, then you should be able to create, like if you can bring down another elk, you can just do another suit of armor with a week and a half, no check needed.
And then bringing down a smaller, not necessarily an elk, but a smaller animal, I'd be able to finish out the limbs for my armor set.
Yeah, definitely.
Dope.
I have kind of a lame question. Is there a place? So Garrett acts as the bank for us. Is there a place in Tassel where like we can stow things? or is it just money?
He will hold, keep money for you in a ledger like a proper bank does. It's not necessarily there. If everyone tries to take out money at once, they'll go bankrupt.
Right.
He doesn't have like an item repository for you, but you could probably dig a hole somewhere and mark it and like create your own hidey hole.
Okay, I got you. Because I'm currently carrying like everything from my previous character right now, and I mean I'm not encumbered yet, but like it's, I'm just trying to think ahead. That's all.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So how much would the hunting supplies cost for like to be able to set snares and whatnot?
Just rope, right?
You'll want like rope. You'll want some string.
Yeah, probably more string than rope.
Yeah, it depends on the sort of like game you're looking for. If you want small game string, if you want large game rope ish, you wouldn't be able to hold down an elk with some string. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, you use snares and stuff like that for the smaller stuff, like a box.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think in your situation, you'll just need some string and a knife to improvise other materials that you'll need along the way. I don't know. That sounds about right.
Okay. So how about I just throw like 3 pounds, call it hunting supplies?
Yeah, well, let's just do 3 pounds of hunting supplies. And
how much does it cost?
Let me just look up some prices here real quick. Oh, it's called twine instead of string. Okay.
Twine.
You're going to want more twine than that. Yeah, if you want, like, we'll say you're also going to need, like, a razor blade and maybe, like, a small stone to sharpen the blade. And there'll be other little things that I can't imagine right now that you'll need. But it'll probably come up. So why don't we say it's 3 pounds worth of gear. It includes, like, a bag that it all holds in. And it costs, like, 150 copper. And it'll have, like, everything that you could need for bringing home small game. Unless it's like, I need an iron spike or something.
Sweet. So yeah, I'll spend that. All right, boys. Let's go out and let's make us some money.
I'm glad everyone's looking better after those last fights. I'm glad we took this week to kind of recover and get back to full. I'm glad we all spent that time.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Neil, in Tassel, is it all burned down, or is it broken buildings at all? Or
There's broken buildings, yeah. Like the last place you're in. Some of them are still slightly standing, but they're kind of so burned out that they're practically useless.
So, could someone had, like, well, I was saying, if somebody had the ability to, like, work with wood, like, carpentry, could they, like, rebuild one of these if they had the proper wood?
Sure! I think if you had the proper wood and the labor and the time, you could rebuild these. But like,
well, just like a small one for like a small house to make a hut out of. Let's say when we go up to these woods here in just a second, that our hunter goes to hunting, our lumberjack goes to lumberjacking, and our nice strong man who's a good carpenter could carpenter his way to victory here.
Yeah, it could be done.
Sure.
All right.
So you want to he'll hunt game, you'll chop wood, bring it back, and he'll build a domicile for y'all.
Yeah, and he'll fix up the most easily fixable building in town.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
That way Tom's not burying stuff in the ground. We've got something to do while he's hunting other than just following around like lost puppies.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic.
Excellent. Well, give me that hunting check. See if you come across anything. While the other guys...
Since this is a trip.
Well, let's start with one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. So your first hunting foray is not too good. Also, tell me which direction... you guys are probably going north, right? Because you want
north
to
is
be
the
near
closest
wood.
right now.
Yeah. Okay. So the first few hours of your hunting trip are successful. You find no game in the plains, and that's when you hit the very light forest out there.
All right. Then we hit the forest. I'll look for tracks for small game, like foxes or other small wooden creatures. Set some snares up, and go on hunting larger creatures.
Yeah. So do you have a set snare? You don't have a snare netting proficiency, right?
I feel like that'd be part of hunting, though.
Yeah, there is a separate. What is it called?
Trapping.
Yeah, something to that effect.
But is that more for
that snares?
trapping for like people or trapping for animals, though?
There is a. Is it called set snares?
It is.
Yeah, there's a separate one for set snares. It goes for to catch small game. They include rope snares, spring traps, blah 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 blah, and then there's also something in here for like man-sized traps.
Okay. Very well.
So maybe.
Then I guess I don't.
Yeah, maybe we undo all that snare setting hunting kit because you need a different proficiency for it. Or if that's a proficiency you think you're going to pick up, then this would be a great time to introduce it.
I think it is a proficiency that I'm going to pick up.
Okay.
It's a relatively stable source of income, so.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, for the time being, I'll try setting some stairs. Like, basically, this is just like, I'm just fucking with it, like.
Yeah, so a set snares proficiency is gonna be at... It's a wisdom -1, but you're not proficient, so take half your wisdom and subtract 1, and that is your roll. And round down. Unfortunately.
Damn.
No, but it was a shitty roll anyway. You can't ever succeed on a 3.
Unless I have an 18, so.
Right.
All right.
Or
So
2
I'll
18s.
Yeah, or 2. I'll throw in another hunting check here. That's a good one.
Yeah, there you go. So it's while you're setting the snares that you're trying to catch some small game with that you see what is a fun woodland creature that you could hunt.
Turkey?
A turkey?
I saw turkey yesterday.
All right, you see a turkey?
Pigs.
Yeah.
Like, kind of weighing my options. Like, turkey feathers usually aren't very worth a whole lot.
Unless you wanted to make some arrows.
Yeah, but I'm no Fletcher.
Fletching is different than carpentry, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll probably shoot it just for the food.
All right. Give me a shot. We should determine your distance.
Yeah, I got it.
Ooh, it's pretty close.
Yep. It doesn't know I'm there.
No, it's just...
Perfect, yeah. I'll take a shot at it. Nice.
18 will hit the turkey. Roll me damage. Oh,
That moves. Oh, God.
it's all right. It was a 1 HP turkey. It was a little scrawny. You know, it's the middle of winter. The turkeys aren't doing too well. You get it through the neck, and it falls apart instantly.
Perfect.
Sickly.
So, we've got dinner. And I'll keep on hunting. Let's get some more shit. Nope.
Nope. You spend a day in the woods, and it really doesn't work out for you, and you got to turn back and head home before it gets too dark. We should also just do a random encounter check, which is actually a success. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, I think he went out in the woods, but I went out at the same time with him. I should be out there chopping somewhere nearby.
Yeah, I think you guys are more or less out there together.
I think I've got Vaughn out there, and he's showing me what kind of wood he needs to get there, and I'm making sure it comes down in the way he needs it and chopped the right way.
Absolutely.
Need this limb or this tree? Just tell me what you need.
Oh,
This one over.
boy. So you're in the woods. You're taking a look at the trees that you're gonna need. The carpenter's telling you, like, well, you know, we're gonna want something a little bit more sturdy than that, but look at these, you know, you're going through the whole thing. Meanwhile, the hunter's out there searching for things, killing a turkey, looking around for other game. Can I get a perception check from the two woodsmen, from the lumberjack and the carpenter?
Well, we know I'm gonna do very successful on this. Oh, we are.
Not successful enough.
A 27 isn't successful enough?
No.
It's hiding.
Your enemy has spotted you well before you spotted them, and they creep towards you. What'd you say?
Oh, I just said okay.
Oh, I thought there was
My bad.
something else going
Sorry, my mic might have cut.
Let me
Well,
make
axe in
some
hand, we're pointing at
adjustments.
stuff, so.
Yeah, you're just pointing at stuff. You're just doing things that you do, taking a look at trees. I am just stalling a little bit while I bring up a combat map for us.
I'm just chopping some trees and, you know.
Just
doing a little
lumbering the jacks. Yep.
Just lumbering the jacks, sawing away. I don't have any puns for woodsmaning. I'll work on them. I don't know any woodsman puns.
That's a good quality piece of wood right there, Joker. That's pretty good.
It's some quality wood.
Quality.
Quality.
What she said.
Good. It's firm.
Some good quality hardwood.
Let's see. Poor, not Joker, what's your name? Jeb is not necessarily with the other two right now. While you guys are examining this big ass tree that's kind of in the middle of this clearing, two of you are chatting about it. Let's all take a look at the tree in the clearing.
That'll make an excellent house for that one. Yeah.
I don't think I'll need to cut down much more for your wood needs. I should be able to pull everything we need off of this one right here. I think this one should be good.
Yeah.
This one should be just right.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get to the chopping.
And you do. You
I
get to the chopping.
No. Yep, as I chop into the tree.
Your axe hits home and it's fine. It reverberates in your hands, shaking your arms.
Chop, chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop.
What's gonna happen?
That is not as far as I thought they would do. All right, we'll just do the other attack instead. It's going... There's a flurry of movement behind you, and leaping from a hidden location nearby is a giant trapdoor spider.
Oh, shit.
Where's my spider tokens? I never have enough spider tokens, guys.
What do you mean? One's enough.
Well, I got an ice spider, and I've got a clockwork spider with a knife, and I got this guy. It's not quite the spider that I'm looking for,
Well, you
I don't want
but
the
he's
tick
pretty
spider.
good. Yeah, he's a giant spider. And which one of the two of you... Oh, well, it looks like Joka is deep underneath the branches of the tree, out of the range of the spider, so it looks like Vaughn is once again the subject of our attacks.
Sure.
And you're caught by surprise. You weren't expecting this thing to leap out at you. It's a dark and scary world, Vaughn. Get ready for it. The spider hurls itself at you from its place in hiding. It gets...
We lost the background map, Neil.
You lost the background map?
Yeah. How to see us in the spider?
Comes back.
Oh, will it? Is it just me? I'm sorry.
I see the spider. He's blending in with that tree. Like,
Oh
Yes.
no, it was all white for me. We're good.
Oh, okay,
it was
cool.
Roll 20 problem.
The spider will roll a. What is your AC?
15 with that 3 AC for fight armor. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, it was really close to being a critical hit. Wasn't quite. It was really close.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
All right. The spider leaps through the air. It lands on your back, kind of shoving you forward and into the ground. It does not spin webs. Wait, that's the steer. Hold on. And causes 2d4 damage per bite. It sinks its teeth into you for 7 points of damage.
Damn, son.
Damn.
And my friend, you will need to make me a saving throw versus poison because these
Not in the
suckers
Constitution,
got
right?
some poisons. Yeah, we're gonna just take something out of the books for a moment.
Paralyze / poison / death. That's what I'm clicking on here.
That's the one.
Click.
One success.
Nice.
Thank God. I didn't want to kill you twice in a row.
Oh no, please go ahead. That's fine.
Oh, well, if you insist, then let's roll initiative. Joka, you are alerted to the actions of the giant spider right next door.
That's true.
You're quite aware of what's happening.
All right. Where's my sheet?
Oh, do I roll initiative because he's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to lawyer again.
Boy.
I was about to say, well, he's got me pinned.
He's got you pinned. He does.
I'm doing the best I can for you, my friend.
All right, and now the question is how far away is Jeb? Now, I feel like if Jeb is properly hunting, he's going to be kind of far away.
Oh, yeah,
At the
I
same
probably
time, this
definitely-
might be towards the end of the day. Let's say, Jeb, you'll be here in a couple rounds.
Okay, in 2 rounds, got it.
Yeah, in 2 rounds. Can we get an initiative roll for you? Oh, you did. It's
Yeah,
11.
it's
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right. The spider goes first. It's on top of you, and it feels towards you, and there's like this ooze dripping down on the back of your neck as the spider hand presses into your shoulder, another one presses into the back of your leg, and its big fat spider thorax presses down on your hips, kind of trapping you in place. The ooze runs into your ear as the spider bites at you with a 14 to hit. It goes right for that section that's covered by your armor as it gnaws and gnaws at you, but to no avail. Joka comes running around the tree just in time.
Jeb!
Ah, sorry, I fucked it up.
6.
Woof. The axe goes wide. The spider crawls back a little bit, to avoid the axe blow. Not enough that it is now taking opportunity attacks, but enough that it's just, it's dodging the blow.
Okay,
And
cool.
Vaughn.
And I'm able to get up now because he moved back a little bit from that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I scramble to my feet, and with my sledgehammer, I'm going to smack this thing as hard as I can. Bang.
Nice.
18 will hit the spider.
All right, cool. All right, roll damage.
Oof.
9.
The sledgehammer cracks into the animal's thorax. You can see it like bulge in, and it's just like weird spider goo starts leaking out of it. It is not quite crippled, but like badly wounded. And we'll roll initiative for next round.
Yeah.
The spider hisses. Its legs twitch. Vaughn
that's
goes
pretty
first again.
All right, I will hit it again. Bang.
12 is not a hit. Your weapon swings high and wide over the spider, who skirts around, trying to avoid you.
Okay.
Now, you were the one who hit it last time, right? You did all that damage. So the spider is still on you. This other person, this Joka, hasn't really threatened it yet. So it pounces one more time on Vaughn with an 8 plus 5 is 13. It sinks its teeth near, but not quite to you.
Cool.
Joka,
Jab!
make it afraid of you.
Jab! 20?
Oh, you are one shy of a critical hit. Has 16 wait, I might be looking at the wrong spider. No, armor class 4, which translates to 16. Yeah.
God damn.
God damn indeed. But you hit it. Oh, do you hit it? Takes 5 damage. The giant trapdoor spider is badly wounded now. It's at half HP. We're gonna roll initiative.
You want me to roll in on this one too?
I do want you to roll in on this one. Actually, Joka, don't you get 2 attacks this round, Mr. Specialized Fighter?
Ooh, I sure do.
Ooh.
Actually, you both get 2 attacks this round.
15
so the
then.
15 is a miss.
Damn, I didn't do it first. Never mind.
That's fine. And Azur?
I will go.
16 is a hit, though. Sledgehammer, the heavyweight, finds home on the spider for 13 damage, crushing its head, breaking its compound eyes as it collapses to the ground in a twitching, hissing fit of agony.
That was a close one.
Jab!
Come
Who the fuck is
running
Jeb?
in there. What's going on? I heard you scream. Holy shit!
It came out of nowhere, man. It's like the ground
That was a
itself.
It looks like the ground itself. Let's get the hell out of here.
Wait, I know we need to run from this, but maybe that wizard could use something from this. This ain't no normal thing. This is something. We did something to it, but maybe we can just drag this back and call it a day. I see you got a turkey, but this
is just dinner right here. That thing, I think we could get something from Mr. Fizzib.
Might be poisonous. Maybe he can use the venom to create something, or I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know what they do.
Oh no. Well, do you think there's any more of them in the hole? Do we need to kill any of its babies? I don't want them to get big like this ever again if we keep coming back here.
We could just set. I think spiderweb is flammable.
If you guys want to set it on fire, by all means, go ahead and do it. I don't want to see another one of these things near me again, but
I agree.
I don't want to go too far from anybody right now. That thing almost killed me.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Well, let's find its home to make sure there's no more.
Yeah, let's not take too long. I don't want to go on a big old adventure trying to find a spider home just to burn it down.
Well,
I feel like that's a good use of our time.
It'd have to be close by. I mean, we didn't see it. We were walking around here, then it came out of nowhere. I mean,
Came out of nowhere. It's got to be close.
maybe you could kind of track it back to its web.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It has a lair nearby. It doesn't have much of a web because giant trapdoor spiders don't really spin webs. But back over here, just a little bit off screen, there is a burrow situated right behind these logs back over here.
All right.
And you can dig down into its burrow and find goblins and kobolds wrapped up in small bits of web because it doesn't spin big ones, but it still will wrap them up and then suck out their blood. Stores them for
Anything
treats.
of value in there?
Let's find out. Giant spider might have some treasure. Might have some treasure.
While this is going on, Vaughn just takes his sledgehammer and kind of leans on it because he's very tired. He kind of kneels on the ground and he's just trying to catch his breath a little bit.
Are you feeling okay, Vaughn? I know some of these are poisonous. You're not feeling too ill. We don't need to get you back to town, are you?
No, I don't feel ill. He just took a huge bite out of me, but I don't feel like anything's wrong with me or whatnot. I don't think I've been poisoned, but
Let me take a look. Let me take a look at that. I'll come over and start poking and prodding. Don't see any venom really coming out. I think you're fine. I don't think it got you too good. Yeah, I think you're fine. I don't think it put any venom in you yet. I think it was gonna save you for a snack for later. I think thought it already had you dead to rights.
All right.
There's no treasure in
you.
here.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
All good. It's worth a shot. All right, let's get this bad boy back to camp. I think I know a wizard who'd be awful happy to see us.
Maybe.
Well, if he's not happy to see us, then I think maybe you can put some of this poison on your arrows and we can move on with our day.
Oh, could do that. I don't know how to collect poison from a spider, but we could certainly try.
Well, let's see if the wizard has any use first. Maybe he's got a better way of doing this.
Cool.
Yep. So we'll
All
take this
right.
thing back home and have that.
Yeah,
handed-
All right, you haul the whole spider back to camp. There are the three of you. Do you have rope with you?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, we got.
Good.
I think everybody has their own rope.
Fantastic. Then you
got
can
two.
easily haul the spider back to base with the three of you. And you will arrive back in Tassel with a giant spider. And the wizard will see you hauling the spider in and come right on over to watch you bring it into a good safe spot. And without even chatting with you first, like immediately goes over and starts inspecting eyes and fangs and like pulling at this or that. And then when you've caught your breath, says, thank you. I believe this is for me.
Yes. Indeed, Mr. Fizzip, we figured a spider this big must have some sort of use to you. We probably also collected like some of the spider silk on a stick.
That's perfect.
We also brought this, so it looks like a big old cotton candy wrap. And we brought some of this with us too. Don't know, it's sticky. It's kind of gross.
He pulls the fangs out of the spider and said, these are worth a silver each. And he will examine the creature. Ooh. And will make a check. Where is my...
It's a freshly killed spider. We just killed it this evening. You can't get much more fresh than this bringing it back to you, I promise. This is the pinnacle of freshness.
Unless you were there with us when we killed it.
Very true.
You've done well, Joka.
Well, I would say it's really more Mr. Vaughn here and his hammer. It did a good number on that thing. I'm sure the crushing blows versus its hard exoskeleton did a good job.
I tried to swing as hard as I could. That thing damn near took my neck off my shoulders when it jumped on me.
Yeah, well, we can't be surprised by those things, but my hearing in my left ear isn't too good. As you'll notice, I'm not a very perceptive individual.
I have noticed.
I apologize.
I didn't hear it
but
either.
It's one of my downfalls. The early in life problems. It's okay.
The wizard
sorry.
takes a knife and carves into the spider's face. At first, sort of hectically, slashing at it, like really cutting away at the flesh, and then a little bit more gingerly, and then like pulls back a section, holds it up with his elbow, and like carves out this big fatty gland in the back of it, and smiles to himself.
What is that you're cutting at there, sir?
Oh, careful. This is its poison glands.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
This is where the real haul is.
The real
That thing was poisonous.
Certainly.
How much is something like that worth? And is Vaughn here going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Like, that thing actually bit me.
Well, if you were bitten more than 10 minutes ago, you'll be fine. If you were bitten less than 10 minutes ago, I would say make your peace and wait.
No, that was quite a while ago, quite more than 10 minutes ago. Are you saying it's probably...
You should be fine. You should be fine.
All right.
Sometimes
All
the
right.
poison doesn't get injected. Sometimes the body fights it off.
What could happen is this? How lethal is this poison?
It will paralyze you. If you are weak to it, if you are hardy to it, it'll just simply slow you down. It's unlikely to kill you.
Okay. Well, that's better than outright death. But
Hell of a
still,
relief.
Still quite terrifying. We should be careful in those woods.
I can offer you a reasonable sum of copper, or I can offer you an exchange of services, which you may not have need of today, but may have need of sometime in the future. I promise you these services will be more valuable than the copper, but I understand the need for cold, hard cash now. I could give you 800 copper for this. Or...
Now that is a lot of copper.
What kind of service, dude?
I am a wizard, a sorcerer, a mage. I can identify magical items, detect magic things here or there. There is always a particular need for a spell to be cast at some point in time. And usually these things are quite pricey. I would be happy to trade you 2 minor spells or 1 major spell as needed.
Well, that is,
I think, we may not need it right now, but I think that is a very wise decision to make on our part. So, what do you guys think?
I would agree. We have paid off our dues for the month. I think we could probably, this would be the only time I think this would work in our favor.
Being owed a favor by a wizard is probably going to be something we need.
Very true.
Seems like he can do some pretty powerful magic for us, so I would be willing to take the magic. I don't know about you guys.
Mr. Fizzib, we will take you up on the favor.
Good. I was hoping you would.
Yes, we have enough cash for the moment to keep us settled.
Excellent. Good. And I think with that, we will close out our session here.
Before we do, I'll ask
yes?
if we do find more spiders, would you want us to bring them immediately to you?
Yes. Certainly.
Is there any way you can show me what you need off of them so we don't have to bring the whole body back? I see that we've got one here, and I kind of watched you work there. Could you walk me through what you need? That way I might have a better time of doing it out in the field.
And he pulls back the head and points to where the poison glands were and goes, that is where they are. But extraction is difficult. The gland is in a very thin membrane. Even the slightest mistake and it'll spill out all over the place. So should you have a cut in your hand or foot and it splash you, you could become infected.
That would not be good.
I see. So
it should be relatively easy.
Yes. He will reach into his pocket and pull out 20 copper coins and kind of pour them into your open hand, if you have one. Mm-hmm. For the fangs, of course.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, boys. We have 250 copper, 20 in hand, and 230 with Mr. Garrett. What sort of supplies are we thinking we're going to need for the next time out? We don't have enough to buy more than 1 day of emergency rations for the 4 of us.
Well, rations don't seem to be... The food and game here seems to be relatively plentiful so far. But between you and me both, we haven't run into too much trouble yet. But maybe we could think on it. Maybe when Ebnur gets back, we could ask for a new lead and see if there's somewhere else we could go and plan accordingly then.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. And I'll go. I need to buy some more arrows. I want to at least have enough that we can get in a prolonged fight, not just have a few of them.
I understand. Is there a blacksmith in town we can go visit for those, or is this...
Oh, Mr. Garrett has some.
Okay.
Yep. He's got a whole box of arrows flight and bodkin and broadhead, which he can pass out as needed.
Yep. If I get 10, that brings us down to 100 copper. If I get 5, that's 175.
Man, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are 15 copper pieces each.
Ain't cheap.
Nope.
When you're a regular adventurer, doesn't mean fucking nothing. It's like, yeah, I'll spend like gold.
Sure.
Fuck, I just throw money at these things, but when you're broke as fuck, holy shit, arrows are expensive.
When you haven't made that one big haul yet.
Sure.
Yep.
I think that's a worthy investment. That's.
Yeah. I'll get 10 of them.
Okay.
I have a lot of stuff from Callum and things like that, and dry rations and stuff. So yeah.
You said there's no blacksmith in town, right, Neil? Before we wrap up, sorry.
Yep.
Was there a place for a blacksmith?
I mean, once upon a time, smiths lived here, but their places are ruined now. If you want to explore the town, you can probably find the remains of the forge, although the anvil has been hauled away for loot by somebody else long ago.
Right. I assume there's no tools, but I'm seeing if there's still like the forge and stuff set up, or if it's...
It would need major repairs, but there is a place that is that would be easier to remake a forge than to make it from the ground up. But you'd still need a lot of supplies.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's where he's ending his day, sitting in there thinking about it. These airs are so expensive. I wish this was working. Wish there was a way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and maybe we can come across some orcs that have arrows themselves. And...
Maybe. But if only there was a way just to work one here in town, it'd be so much easier.
Yeah. Fortunately, you need a Fletcher for that.
That is true.
Fletcher, I am not.
Well, with that wood that we brought back before that spider jumped us, I'll be able to make us at least a small makeshift house for us to at least live out of when we're here. But I don't know about constructing any forges or things like that, or what a blacksmith would need. They would have to talk about what they would need for that.
I understand.
I think I've seen some with bricks and things, but I don't know. They'd probably also need the materials to actually work. And that would involve setting up a mine. I don't know which of these Eridonian towns were close to a mine or not. But if we do find one...
Hopefully it'll be a silver mine, and Vaughn can help us out and know if it's still working or not, or worth the time.
Worth the time?
Yeah, I've spent my time in there, so yeah, I could probably figure something out for us if we found one.
I know you're not particularly fond of going back into one, but just like to leave the options on the table.
If it's for the good of other people, I'll go in as many times as possible. But yeah, you're probably right about that.
All right. I think this is where we wrap up for the day. It's a good spot. Ebnur should be back shortly, and he can hopefully patch you guys up, or you guys can all rest up or whatever. And when we come back next week, we'll find out what Ebnur was doing, because I have no idea, but he knows. So he'll tell us.
Neil, just need...
Oh?
There we go. Just so you know, I had removed the silver and gold that we had got the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we gave it to Garrett.
Right.
I'm just going to put that back in the hoard because we sent the gem home.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Last week you had gained 20 gold and 40 silver and 80 copper. Yep. Yeah.
And we had sent back 50 of the coins, right?
Yeah, the plan was, but figure, hey, we got the gem. Let's keep those coins.
Sure. So all that stuff is still in the hoard. He's holding it in one of his lock boxes for you somewhere. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think what we can do with that haul, go to make our way around and eventually go to Stromheim and exchange 20 gold for 200 silver. That's 2 months worth of taxes right there.
That's true. We got to deal with the Headless Horseman, but
yeah,
sure can. I'm on board.
Circumvent him. Eventually we'll have to fight him, I'm sure. It'll be great. Great times.
Yeah, perfect.
So this is great. You've got a few quest leads, and you've got maybe a couple of allies. It seems like you're making friends with this wizard person. There was a very friendly old lady that you met that could be an ally or an enemy, or maybe just best avoided and never even thought about again. And it looks like our heroes might actually make it through this. Maybe. If Vaughn cannot be the first person surprised attacked every time. But so far it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, you survived your first session. Congratulations.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. You get experience this time.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right.
Experience that.
That's amazing. Everyone gets to take home 833 experience.
Nice.
Sweet. Plus your 10% if you get up.
Plus 10% for Vaughn and Joka. So times
I
one.
don't get it.
You don't get it? Oh my god. All right, Vaughn, you and you alone get 696 experience because you're so damn.
Wait, what? How did it go down?
What?
You gave us 800 and something a piece?
Oh, no, it was 633.
What?
633. Yeah. Sorry, did I say 833? Apparently I can't read.
Oh, that's fine.
It was 633 or 696 for Vaughn.
Okay, 696. Do I put this somewhere in my character? I'm sorry, this is like the first time I've gotten XP. Okay, cool.
Top of your character sheet, there's in the general tab on the character sheet.
There's XP.
Got it.
XP
696.
check of 998, Connor.
Yo.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And when you get to 2K, Vaughn, is when you level. So you're,
Cool.
I don't know, third of the way there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, great. Good.
Perfect.
Good.
Beautiful.
Well, that will be it for us. Where can people find you if they would like to see more of you? And why don't we start with Tom? Tom, where can people find you?
Hi, you can find me at twitch.tv / my username, which is Azurewind, AZUREWIND. I play XCOM, Iron Man Legendary, from Tuesdays through Saturdays. And then Sundays and Mondays are like my stream days off. So Sundays and Mondays I'm doing this, or on Monday I play a different game. Usually, more often than not, I play a different game rather than not streaming at all. But yeah, that's what I do. At 6 p.m. Eastern is when I start most weekdays, and then 1 p.m. on weekends. And that's what I do. So I name people after characters in chat. I name characters after people in chat, and then we try not to get them killed. That's what we do.
Excellent.
Characters in chat.
Well,
Chat is always filled with characters.
that is true.
Yeah.
True.
What about you, Will? If someone wants to see more of you, what do they do?
I stream from time to time in the evenings. It's my Twitch is Will Kills. Kills has 3 L's because I wanted to make it complicated as a child, and we did do that forever, and
Nice.
we stuck to it. I stream in the evenings off and on. I'm not really a consistent person at this time, but I pretty much play any random game that's on my mind. Something good just came out, we play that. If not, it's probably League, or I think I'm going to get into Black Ops again. I need a shooter. Someone's got suggestions, let me know. I need something.
Planet Side 2.
Yeah.
I played that back in the
About
day.
that game. That's the Orange Energy game, right? Or am I thinking of a different one?
Thinking of a different one.
Oh, there's another game that's way worse. Hold on.
Planet Side 2, I played when it was in beta, and then I played it for like a year after it came out. That was, and I also played Planet Side 1. Those are really
that
interesting
game,
games. Yeah.
Even though it was in beta for a while, it's still in fucking beta.
Yeah. They could have done such a better job with that game. It's such a promising concept.
It was. I put way too many goddamn hours into that game, which I loved it, but they kind of killed it. There were a lot of places where it's like they did 1 or 2 things, and it's like their player base.
Oh yeah, I like Planet Side 1. I don't know if you ever played Planet Side 1, but Planet Side 1 had a bunch of different continents, and you had your home continents, and that was your home territory. And so when people were invading your home turf, you felt like you were defending home base. But in Planet Side 2, everybody has a permanent base on every continent, so there's really a territory. So the meta game was a lot thinner in PlanetSide 2. Anyway, sorry.
Sure, the metagame was a lot thinner, and especially towards the end, it just turned into two big Zergs, just like either going head to head and getting caught at one base for 4 hours, or two big Zergs like, I don't want to do that. We're gonna get lots of XP, and then they just go unopposed down a lane, and then they'll, oh no, they're taking our territory. They go back, push them back, and then these guys are like, oh no, they're pushing us back.
I see.
And that's what kind of, one of the things that turned me off to that game was sometimes that could go really in your favor, especially if it's like when the two big Zergs are clashing, like you go with like 4 other people, especially if you get in any sort of vehicle and you're like, I'm not going to be stupid. And you go be not stupid, because none of us is as dumb as all of us.
Take a galaxy full of like 16 people and crash it.
Oh, no, not even that. Like usually what my friend and I would do, we'd either take a harasser around and harass them, or take a tank and just kind of pick people off and whatnot.
I'll have to look into it. I don't think I played it before. I'm really waiting for the Halo remastered stuff to come out, but they won't give me a release date, so I don't even know what to shoot for yet. I'm looking forward to that the most, though.
You shoot for the head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, always shoot for the head.
And Connor, where can people find more of you if they're interested?
I'm even more consistent in my streaming schedule than either of those two, in that I don't stream. So you've got that. But
if they really wanted to find you, where would they find you?
You can find me at work, and if you find me at work, I will be very concerned. I will be very concerned.
You can also sometimes find Connor on Shenanigans on Saturdays on my channel.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
And I'm Koibu. You can find me on twitch.tv/Koibu or Koibu/Koibu0 at all the things. And I do D&D and more D&D and more D&D, and then, whatever other else. Little Total War here, a little bit whatever over there, some chit chat, some nonsense. That's about it. And that's it. You can find Mrmouton at Mrmouton things.
Yep.
He was really good this episode, It was on point.
Great party leader.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very great role.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I didn't find us arguing with him at all. It was wonderful.
For sure. I didn't.
That's why we put him
the
in
hat so much, man. It just is so good.
It's
I
great.
believe you can find
with a hat like that, you can't not follow him.
Right?
It's true.
I believe you can find him at twitch.tv/Mrmouton.
He might be there. I also heard he's at twitch.tv/AzureWind sometimes. So you should go there looking for him too. Totally.
Just go places and look for him.
Absolutely.
You just go into Google, hit some random things, whatever it autocorrects to, twitch.tv/that is where you find Mrmouton.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. That's it. For realsies now, we're leaving. It's been fun. See you guys later.
See ya.
Boy body, why nobody bragging about that? Not to be demeaning, but your true calling is carpet cleaning, just to get ready for that switch. The day's coming when you're banned on Twitch, and I'm gonna be screaming, ha ha, look at that bitch. That's what I got, boys. Is that fire? Did I get pogs or did I get ha-has?